Hey, I just had a failed few attempts at my live stream for the Virgo new moon group healing. So I'm going to just do it as a regular video. It seems to work better. And so let's try it again. Not again for most of you because you weren't on the live stream, but anyway. And Munchkie seems to want to be a part of it, so now he's getting curious about the ground. Anyway, so the deal is, as I said in my other video introducing this idea, we have expired relationships. Now, this is not a get over your ex that you can't get over kind of video, okay? This isn't something that is very recent, right? This could be a situation. Well, again, let me go back to the beginning. What we're doing is we're going to do a meditation, and that meditation is to clear the energies of expired relationships that keep popping up in your mind over and over. And they're kind of in that area between conscious and subconscious. And it could be like you're standing in line at the supermarket and you think back to that kid that bullied you in third grade and you're like, why did he do that? Or she, or whatever. And you're kind of like, a little part of your consciousness is still stuck on that person, that relationship. Like this might be a person that if you ran into them on the street, you wouldn't recognize each other. And so it's not like, your mom, your dad, whatever, unless maybe, they've been gone for a long time. They died, 5, 10, 20 years ago, and you're still thinking of certain issues. Okay, on that level, it could be them. It could be a relationship, but it's not like a relationship where you're still hurting from a breakup or something like that that's, within the last year or two. I'm talking about like a relationship that might be 10 years ago. It might be like you've had numerous relationships, you've been in love since, you've been more in love since that relationship than you were in that relationship. Like mentally, it doesn't really make sense why you're that focused on that person. That's the kind of thing that I'm talking about. Now, a new moon in general, it's to set new intentions. And a full moon is kind of like the culmination. So the full moon is more about releasing things, and the new moon is setting an intention for new things, broadly speaking. But this is a Virgo new moon. So we can do both, because the Virgo energy is about, tidying things up, streamlining the office, right? Making things work better. And one thing that'll make our minds, our emotions work better is if we don't have these programs running in the background that make our computing power less efficient. And so some of the main programs that do run in the background are these expired but kind of incomplete relationships. Incomplete meaning you don't feel complete about what happened. You don't feel resolved. Okay. Now, one reason you might not feel resolved is because you're stuck on an idea of what it would take to resolve it. So, for example, you might be stuck on the idea that you need an apology. Okay? So let's take that one. You need an apology or you will not let go of this. Let's say that's your deal. Wouldn't be unknown in human history for somebody to have that going on, right? Now, this idea that you need an apology from them gives them all the power. So, as a scorpionic strategist, I would not advise that, right? Because it's like saying, I'm going to keep you in my mind, sapping my strength until you do what I want, what I expect, what I think is right. Let's say you are absolutely correct to expect these things and to think these things are right. Let's say that's the deal. Okay. But that's like saying, I'm going to stay in jail until you admit that I'm innocent. Yeah, but why? What good does it do me to stay in jail, right? And I'm giving you the power now to keep me in jail forever. Because if you just keep saying, nope, you're guilty, you're not innocent, right? Then I just stay in jail. Okay, well, where's the logic in that? So it's like, if you don't apologize for your past behavior, you cheated on me, you dumped me at the lowest point of my life, you were mean, whatever. If you don't apologize for your behavior, then I'm going to stay stuck on that. I'm going to reduce the computing power of my brain, and I'm going to let you do that to me. And so I'm giving you all the power over me. So the new intention, because a new moon is about setting a new intention, and I believe the new moon happens today, Thursday the 14th, around 6 o'clock at night, Pacific time, 9 o'clock Eastern. I believe it's around then. You can check. Because I'm not dealing with the exact moment of it. So this is a video that if you're watching it after the 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, you can do this this video, this meditation that I'm going to lead you through in a minute. You can do this then too. But so what is the intention that we want to set for this new moon? The intention I recommend, and you can come up with your own intention, okay? Virgo new moon, you could come up with an intention around health. You could have an intention to have a new workout pattern or new diet pattern, right? But that's not the kind of stuff that we're talking about today in this. The new moon in Virgo would be about service. How do you serve the world? Your service to the community and so forth. But for this intention, I want it to be something like that I can manifest clearly without the shadow of the past, right? I can create, now you can think of that as service, but really it's about that you are available to the world as more of a fresh, clean slate, right? That whatever your life purpose is, whatever your talents are in life, and whatever you have to offer relationships is served by you not being preoccupied with the past and actually being open to the present, right? To not have those reflexive responses of, you remind me of the person that hurt me, so I'm going to act weird to you. I'm going to avoid dealing with you because you remind me of that person. Or I'm going to be aggressive to you because you remind me of that person. Whichever way. We want to meet fresh, new situations, even if it's with the same old people, but fresh, new situations with a fresh, new energy. And we want to be able to have the intuition, the insight, in order to see the moment clearly for the moment, right? To see the person in front of you without any overlay from the past. Okay? So, here's what I want you to do for this. And this is going to be a guided meditation. And so you can close your eyes or not. It probably works better if you do close your eyes. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to lead you through some visualizations, whatever. I never know in advance. It just kind of comes out of me as I feel through the energy. And so I want you to imagine along with me, okay? And if you close your eyes, it probably makes it easier to visualize. And looking at me, drinking coffee or whatever, isn't going to add much to it anyway. So go ahead and close your eyes and realize you don't have to think of certain people, certain relationships, or certain situations for this. We're doing it energetically, okay? But if these people pop up into your consciousness, just let them be there and let them go as they go, okay? Let them come and go at will, right? We're not grabbing onto anybody or anything or any memory, and we're also not pushing it away. So I want you to, close your eyes, and I want you to imagine your body. Feel your body. Feel that you're in your body. And if you're in a position where you can put your feet flat on the ground, please do that. Inhale. Exhale, relax. And now I want you to feel the energy around your body. You might call it your aura or your energy field. So I want you to feel the energy around your body, and I want you to feel your body. And then I want you to imagine that there are kind of swirling energies of unresolved relationships, unresolved expired relationships. We're just dealing with the expired, the relationships that are long ago and far away. We're not dealing with last week's breakup or anything like that. Okay, we're dealing with stuff that's really, it's the kind of thing that when you think of it, you're like, why am I thinking of this? That was a long time ago. Like, that's not even relevant anymore. Okay, so I want you to feel that there are spiraling energies of expired relationships, and every now and then they spiral up from the subconscious into the conscious mind, but most of the time they're in the subconscious, and you can imagine that as sometimes, usually, they're spiraling around in your aura, in your energy field, but then sometimes they kind of come into your body, come into your mind, make themselves known for a moment, and then they go back. But no matter what, they're spiraling, and that takes energy, and the energy of that spiraling is draining you. And it's making that part of your energy system, whether in your body or around your body, it's making that part not available to you. So you don't have it available for seeing the truth, for intuiting what's going on a deeper level. You don't have that energy available to you because it's taken up by this spiraling thing. Whether it's huge or whether it's tiny, it doesn't matter. We don't need it there. So the first thing I want you to do is let the spiraling be bigger and faster. And breathe and relax. Okay, we're doing just the opposite of what you might think that we would be doing right now. We're actually allowing the spirals to do their thing. And here's what I want you to notice as that happens. Some of these spirals, when we allow them to do their thing, they will complete a cycle within your body, within your aura. They will actually spiral themselves out of existence. Okay? So I want you just to feel, and you don't have to figure out which spiral is which person, which relationship. Don't try to do that right now. You can return to this video and do it later if you want. But right now, I want you just to feel a certain percentage of these energies as we allow them to spiral bigger and faster, that they just spiral themselves into non-existence. And it's not that the energy is being killed. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only change form. So the energy that is no longer spiraling, that energy goes back to just being part of your energy. It's that background energy that's available when you need it, right? Because it's not busy spiraling anymore. So I want you to feel that at least around 30% of these spirals are now spiraling themselves out of existence. And just feel the spiral kind of, as it gets bigger and faster, it starts to spread out and dissipate. It's almost like it loses the gravity that lets it have that centrifugal force, and it just kind of, you can imagine it like a galaxy. And if that galaxy starts spiraling faster and faster and getting bigger and bigger, it would have eventually less coherence, and the stars would start flying in different directions, and they wouldn't be held by the gravity of the center, the black hole. the center of that galaxy, right? And so the galaxy now will start to just lose shape, right? But no stars are obliterated through this process. The black hole's still there. It's all there, right? But it just doesn't have anything feeding it, right? It's dissipating. So I want you to feel that there are these old expired relationships in your life, that the energy of you focusing on them is just dissipating. And allow that to dissipate. And it's at least 30%. It's happening right now. And just let it go and just trust that it is spiraling out of existence and that you're not going to have this clogging up the machinery any longer. Now I want you to feel that those energies have spiraled, and if they're not finished, they're on their way, and you don't have to do any more, and just let them go. Now we have other energies that have a little more coherence. They're not going to spiral themselves out of existence in that same way. Okay? They're more tightly built. The gravity is stronger. Okay? So I want you just to imagine you have this spiral of energy. Okay? What we've been talking about the whole time. It's just a visualization. And now I want you to imagine that we put a spiral around, we put like a ring around the spiral, okay? So if you imagine you have this spiral, and let's say it's going clockwise, either way will work. And so I want you to imagine you have a big metal ring, or whatever kind of, it could be a hula hoop, I don't care, that goes around that spiral. And now we're going to take that outer ring and feel that it's connected to that inner spiral. So the inner spiral's going clockwise, and we're going to turn the outer ring slowly counterclockwise. And at first, that spiral of energy is going to keep spiraling clockwise. But the outer ring is going counterclockwise. And so I want you to feel the spiral now is feeling the effects of that counter spiral, or ring, whatever. It's feeling that ring going counterclockwise, and it's kind of losing momentum. So I want you to imagine that spiral is just slowing down, and it's also, as it slows down, the shape starts getting a little wobbly, a little less coherent. And now I want you to imagine as the outer ring is going counterclockwise, that we get to a place where the inner spiral now is not spiraling anymore. It's just steady. It's just still. And now I want you to let the outer ring to also stop going counterclockwise and let it be still. And now we imagine that we remove the outer ring. And so this spiral that used to be spiraling is now just kind of floating in space. It's not spinning anymore. We didn't reverse it, right? It's just there. And as it's there, I want you just to feel that you're letting all the elements of the spiral just be there. Don't try to make anything go away. Okay? It's not about rejecting it. Rejecting it only empowers it. Rejecting it would only make it start spiraling counterclockwise instead of clockwise. And we'd end up in the same situation, just with counterclockwise instead of clockwise. It's not necessarily a big improvement. So just feel that. Allow that. And I want you just to feel the neutrality of this energy, that it's just allowed to go wherever it wants to go. So if we imagine like a spiraling galaxy that now is no longer spiraling, then some stars are going to leave the area of the galaxy. Some are going to stay there. Some are going to get closer to each other. Some are going to get farther apart. A new configuration is going to emerge. In your energy system, I want you to feel this new configuration emerging of this energy that was spiraling. It was tense. It had a coherence, and it impacted its environment. And the spiral kind of created a gravitational pull to pull other things into the spiral. Now it's not spiraling. Now it's just in a fixed position in space, let's say. So I want you to feel in your body that the energies in your body and in your auric field, your energy field, that these energies are now reconfiguring themselves. And I want your intention now to be, I intend for these energies to go where they need to go for the highest effectiveness and efficiency in me embodying my talents, my passion and enthusiasm for completing my life purpose. These energies have distracted you from embodying your talents, your unique genius. And now I want you to feel that everything is kind of being rearranged. Everything is moving towards being in its proper place. And so, like a well-run factory or an office or something where things get done, inputs come in and emerge as outputs. It's the kind of energy of, if the office is supposed to produce CPS reports or whatever, all the gossip, right? All the interpersonal drama in that office, that's the spirals that's taking away from efficient production of CPS reports, and don't forget the cover. And so it's like when we remove that and we imagine that this office, in its highest joy, hard to imagine maybe, just loves to produce CPS reports. And producing more and more of them is an ecstatic experience for this entity called the office. Okay? And we're removing all this crap, all this drama, all this sludge that messes with the efficiency of joyfully producing CPS reports. And if you don't know what CPS reports are, neither do I. Just watch Office Space and you'll see what I mean. Anyway, so I want you to feel that now as these spirals have quit spiraling in your aura and in your body, that you can meet the world with a fresh energy. That you can meet the world in a way where new ideas can come out of nowhere. Intuitions are available to you. And so I want you to just feel this cleanness in your system. This cleanness of not having those spirals, creating drama, creating stagnation, creating repetitive patterns, and also pulling in things that we don't really want to be in our energy. And so I want you to feel your openness, your receptivity, and your passion for life, your excitement, your curiosity. Because one thing that those spirals of energy that keep going round and around in our body, in our mind, in our aura, one thing that they do is they clutter our world with the known, and we become jaded. And it's far more magical and productive to meet the world as the unknown. Think of it like a little kid running up to a stranger with love in their heart and curiosity. Like, here's a whole other person. I want to know this person. Hey, mister, what's your name? Where do you live? Blah, 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 right? Fascinated by the newness. Intrigued by this other universe existing in the form of another person. And as we drop all the patterns of our expired relationships, we become open to that. But with the knowledge of everything we've learned since we were that open, maybe more naive kid. So, to do this meditation by yourself, afterwards you can always just go through the video again, or just imagine the spirals. So remember, we have all these spirals of energy. They're taking up our bandwidth. Okay, they're slowing down our computer, which we are. And so the first thing that we do is we let them spiral more, faster and bigger, and we realize some of them just run out of steam when we allow that to happen. The ones that remain, as they spiral, we're imagining kind of an outer ring doing a counter spiral that starts slowing down and then stopping the spiral, and then the energy can dissipate. And if you just run through that and feel it in your body over and over, especially when one of those things come up, because as you remove one layer in any form of healing, you might get another layer that emerges. Don't make that mean that nothing worked. That's not the way it is. Make it mean that you knocked off the crust and now you're getting into the meat of the issue. It's fine. You know, we have a lot of healing to do. And on a certain level, we're already perfect divine beings and don't even need healing. But on this human level, we do, believe me. And we probably always will. And so, as the energy that has been trapped in regurgitating old relationships, old interactions, as that quits spiraling and dissipates, it finds its true place, its new place in your energy field. And it makes you able to meet the world with a fresh energy, and it puts you back in that place of childlike wonder and enthusiasm and excitement. And that is a very high frequency compared to the jaded, self-protective thing that these old expired relationships do to our system. So, thanks, and sorry about messing up the live stream today. I will figure out this stuff as the Mercury quits going retrograde and messing with me. And I'll get it together for how to do a live stream. But anyway, I hope you like this. If you have anything you would like me to focus on in this way of doing a kind of group healing thing that I can walk you through, please give me suggestions in the comments. I'm open to all kinds of suggestions. Doesn't mean it'll happen, but, you know, chances are it will, because I'm always looking for new ideas and I want to respond to what people want to hear. And for more information on what I do, go to andysway.com. And if you've been listening to me for this entire almost 40 minutes, please like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. I'd really appreciate it, and it really helps my growing channel grow even more. So thanks, and have a great Virgo new moon, and enjoy your intention setting.